Action movie we're really hoping to see soon. When will you start filming Blade?
Call Marvel. I'm ready. Let them know I'm ready.
Now Marvel, if it was not already glaringly obvious before, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, we have a Blade problem. At this point, I'm confused. I don't understand how a character like Blade can have so much source material. We're not even just talking about their comics. This man literally has past movies made on him, a whole trilogy, I think. Yet the MCU, Marvel Studios, is struggling to put out a movie on this man. Struggling to keep writers, directors, constant changes to the script. The shit is so bad, y'all got the man who's supposed to be playing Blade waiting. Patiently waiting on his call to officially join the MCU. What we about to do in this video is go over the entire timeline of this MCU Blade movie. See how things started, see how we ended up where we are right now, plans for the future, and honestly, how Marvel is possibly dropping the ball on a movie like this. A movie that's been talked about since 2018, 2019, and we still don't even have a script for this shit. Like, it's just mind-boggling to me. With all those things said, if y'all like anything I gotta say at all in this video, y'all already know what y'all gotta do. Like, comment, share, subscribe, do all those things. And on this fine Sunday, say a prayer for the MCU Blade movie, because Lord knows production needs it. Now, I gotta say, in all this news, all these reports on what's going on with the Blade movie, I feel the most bad for Mr. Ali. I say Mr. Ali because obviously I don't want to butcher his first name, but honestly and truly, throughout this whole production, this man has been the biggest professional. For you to have to go through all of these different ups and downs with this one movie over the course of half of a decade and still be as dedicated and motivated as you are, talking about some call Marvel, let them know I'm ready to get in the booth. Meanwhile, on the other end, you got the MCU just continuing to drag their feet, continuing to push this release date back into different phases. Shit is sad, and I just want to give Mr. Ali all the flowers in the world, because Lord knows it cannot be me. Mind you, this is not just any actor. This is an Oscar-winning, well-established actor. He could be doing so much more with his time and God-given talent, but he's choosing to believe that this movie is going to drop. And I hope for his sake it does one day, because the way the current timeline set up, I don't know. I don't know when it's going to come. It's crazy to think that Secret Wars might actually drop before this Blade movie comes out. Bro, this shit was being talked about before we even knew anything about a Kang Dynasty. I remember that. Kang Dynasty came and went, and we still don't have a Blade movie to show for it. But it is what it is. We're not here to talk about the Kang Dynasty right now. We're here to talk about this insane MCU Blade timeline. An insane timeline it is. Shout out to Polygon.com for the article. So boom, it all starts back in 2019 at San Diego Comic-Con. It's at this counter Marvel decides to announce that Mr. Ali is going to play Blade in a future Blade movie that they got planned down the line. I'm not sure if this was before or after, but this might be around the time when Marvel first started dropping the slate of movies and TV shows they had for the multiversal saga. The article further supports this in this paragraph, saying that Marvel was really taking advantage of its popularity for the most part at this time, confidently greenlighting a lot of ambitious future projects. I guess you can include Blade in that mix of ambitious future projects. We see here that Kevin Feige and Ali got together some months earlier before the news was announced. Ali said he was interested in doing the Blade movie, and so at that point they started getting to work on how they could bring this movie to the big screen. Fast forward to February 2021, they get a writer on the staff. Now I want y'all to keep a track of how many writers and directors they incorporate in this movie as we continue on with this article. By February 2021, Marvel announced that Stacey Osei Kuffour will be writing this movie. The Hollywood Reporter reported at the time that this studio spent more than 6 months meeting with other writers and consulting with Ali before ultimately deciding to use Kuffour's talents to bring this movie to life. Mind you, a veteran playwright, somebody that Ali approves of. She's clearly been in the game for a good amount of time for you to even consider her writing this movie. And y'all did y'all homework. I spent 6 months looking into these writers. It should be a no-brainer that this person should at least be at the helm of the writing staff for this future Blade film. Fast forward and a couple months later, they add on more people to their staff. They get a director now. We see here in July 2021, Bassam Tariq was the first director signed on to direct Blade. Now, according to Deadline, Marvel had initially considered finding a writer-director for the job, meaning somebody to write the movie and direct it, not two separate roles. But eventually, they decided to split the responsibilities between Osei Kuffour and Tariq. Respect. Share the love, man. Give writer credits to one person, give directing credits to the other. I'm not mad at it. Just give me the movie. Things look like it's off to a great start for this Blade movie until you get to September 2022, and we see that a director has now departed. According to the article, Tariq left the project shortly ahead of his scheduled shoot in November 2022, which delayed production. Marvel issued a statement saying that his departure was due to continued shifts in our production schedule. Though rumors, which I'm kind of inclined to believe at this point, suggest that it was creative differences over the movie's storyline that led to him leaving the staff altogether. Apparently at the same time, Bo DeMeo might have gotten involved in the project, might have not, which we don't know how true that is. But after Tariq leaving the project because of creative differences, you thought the best idea was to add another writer to the staff to invite more creative differences? I gotta believe even Marvel recognized how bad of an idea that would be, especially after this situation with Tariq. Having too many chefs in the kitchen is not always a good thing, especially when you have different views on how you want to see something come to fruition. We gonna see some of the alleged storylines that they wanted to consider for Blade, some of these writers, but I'm also in my head just thinking, reading this article, like, y'all are doing way too much. In my opinion, this story should not be as complicated as it is to bring to the big screen, but who am I? I'm not in the writer's room. So Tariq leaves, but about 2 months later, Marvel was able to secure another director by the name of Yann Demange. Sorry if I butchered your name, I do apologize. Which is very good, but then they decide to bring on another writer to write an entirely new script. Mind you, at this point, Osei Kuffour is probably still on that staff. We didn't hear no news of them leaving yet. And you invited them on to write a whole new script for what reason? Mind you, at this point, we're on year 3 of this movie being announced and we don't even have a script yet. We literally got more writers on staff than scripts at this point. If creative differences weren't the problem before, I can almost guarantee adding a third writer to this project is gonna incite some creative differences amongst just the writers alone, much less the director, much less Ali himself, who is the leading man of this movie, by the way. If I'm Ali at this point, I'm thinking to myself, what happened to that conversation I had with Kevin Feige in 2019? Does the project even look anywhere near what we were talking about? Like, his patience is just insane. But as we see here in April of 2023, Marvel added on another writer for the Blade movie. We see here Nick Pizzolatto joined the movie in 2023 as a new writer, though it's unclear whether he was meant to punch up Starbury's script or start over. I'm just so confused because, like, why is it so complicated? Why do we need to add more chefs to the kitchen to punch up a script? Are y'all going back to refer to the old movies, the comic? Like, what movie are y'all trying to produce? The next Avengers one? We just asking for a black vampire slayer, bro. That's literally all we're asking for in this movie. I share the same feelings towards Spider-Man 4. Just make it a grounded level Spider-Man movie. It don't gotta be that deep. It's for real, like, these directors and writers are trying to make the next coming of Mona Lisa on the big screen, and we not even asking for that as fans. We see things go from bad to worse for the Blade movie in November of 2023. A Variety posted an article basically stating that Ali and Marvel had some serious disagreements on the direction of the Blade movie. Apparently, one of the ideas somebody had was to have the film be led by women and have it be filled with life lessons. Meanwhile, Blade just sitting on the back burner. You know, the dude that the movie is named after. Whoever the hell wrote that shit need to be off the staff in 2.5. All that woke agenda shit y'all talking about under my Ironheart post, this is that. The nerve of y'all to render this man Blade as a 4th lead in his own movie when the actor's literally been waiting 4 years for y'all to get a script together is insane. The article also mentions that Michael Green had been hired to start from scratch on a new script for the film. Where have we heard that before? As a result of this, the release date of the movie had got pushed back from 2024 all the way to February 2025 and then later November of this year, which, as we already well know by now, there will be no Blade movie coming out in 2025. Round out this Polygon article, guess what, y'all? We got Blade adding yet another writer to the staff. Boy, Yann Demange couldn't take the BS no more. He left the cast. Delroy Lindo left the cast. Mind you, he'd been on the cast since the year 2021. 2.5 years of no motion on the film, I probably would have been on the same time. You already know he not regretting the decision made after the success of Sinner. But on the bright side, Marvel has hired on veteran writer Eric Pearson to start up a brand new Blade script from Jump Street again. And that, my friends, is what leads us to the point that we're at right now with the Blade movie. Mr. Ali, sir, I want better for you. It's almost been 5 long years that they done told you that you're gonna get a Blade movie. They went over the terms with you. They had you in the meetings where they first selected writers. Then creative differences came along, and instead of keeping it as one writer, director, individual making this movie, they decided to continue bringing in more people to create even more creative differences amongst the staff, leading to foolish, disrespectful scripts like the one I had to read in this video that leaves you as the 4th fiddle in your own movie. I think all us fans appreciate your patience up till this point, your dedication to wanting to see a modern age Blade movie come to the MCU. One thing I'll say to you is, if another role comes up that you can see yourself thriving in, because again, you are an Oscar-winning actor, you really don't need this. Marvel needs you more than you need them. Take that role. Do not wait anymore for this movie and all of its mediocrity that comes with it. I just don't want to see you wallow away waiting on this role to happen, bro. 5 years is insane work. That's all I got for this video though, man. Justice for Blade. It's insane that the leading actor wants this movie out more than the production studio that should be pushing it to begin with. Sound off in the comments. Do y'all think we gonna get a Blade movie by 2026? And will Mr. Ali stay on the cast long enough to be our next Blade? But that's all I got for y'all for this video, man. I've been Jose, so I hope you've been entertained. We go talk soon. Peace out.